My name is Sarah Bertulli. I am the Assistant Director of Programs at the MHS. I have been at the MHS for about 3.5 years in various roles. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Fort Marion ledger drawings that are in the collection of the Massachusetts Historical Society. I think, like a lot of people, are sort of drawn to these works primarily because they're so graphic and expressive and colorful and very readable. I think there are many sort of compelling formal aspects of the work that I think draw you in, but also sort of make them deceptively straightforward, and perhaps even sort of deceptively lighthearted. But there are so many, historical layers to these pieces. And while sort of they celebrate heroism and bravery, and in that way, they're functioning as art objects, but as sort of like ethnographic objects, they tell a story of, dispossession and trauma and erasure. And I guess I'm interested in how these two things sort of interplay with each other through the work. The Fort Marion ledger drawings were often given as gifts to visiting officers or sold as to tourists, strangely enough. That sort of brings up a whole sort of line of questioning for me about the conditions under which these were made. I've read a lot about, the fact that officers in these prisons were sort of encouraging the Native artists to create these works. And I sort of wonder about that word, encouraging. I'm sure that they understood that the work was falling into the hands of, white settlers. And I just wonder how that influenced, the stories that they told, their record keeping through these works. Like how did they perceive their audience? How the conditions influenced the production, and how it all sort of fits into this campaign of like forced acculturation, and how that sort of fits in with them being asked, encouraged, forced, I don't know, to sort of continue this tradition of their sort of historical record keeping through these drawings. I think like these drawings, I think we tend to romanticize them like we do with so much of, Native American culture and artwork and customs without really understanding them.